Today we're going to do some ski yoga sequencing to help get your body warmed up and stretched out before you go snow skiing or after you go snow skiing. So we're going to start in our mountain pose on our mat. And you don't need a lot of space. You can see that today I've just plopped my mat down right between my furniture and my living room. So we're going to start in mountain pose with our feet hip-width apart and our toes spread nice and wide. We're going to press down through the feet and lift up tall through the top of the head, standing up nice and tall. We're going to reach the fingertips towards the floor, and on an inhale we're going to sweep the arms up. We're going to grab the left wrist with the right hand, and on our next inhale we're going to reach up and over to the right, stretching out the side body. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, taking the arms down. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, grabbing the right wrist with the left hand. And on the next inhale, reaching up and over. Inhaling back to center. And exhaling, releasing. Let's get the legs warmed up a little bit for our ski stance. So we're going to inhale and sweep the arms up. And exhale, sink the hips back, bending the knees, keeping the chest open. This is almost just like your ski stance. Inhale, up. And exhale into chair pose. We're going to do this a few times, moving with our breath. Keep both knees pointed straight forward over the toes. Good, and on our next exhale, we're going to dive forward into a forward fold. Grasp the elbows and just hang here. Put a slight bend in the knees as we're just warming up the legs. And then we're going to drop down to all fours. So we're going to line our shoulders up directly over the wrists and the hips directly over the knees. And today we're going to tuck the toes under, keeping the feet flexed. And on an exhale, we're going to round the back, tucking the chin and tailbone, opening up the space between the shoulder blades. On an inhale, we're going to bring the chest through the arms and lift the chin and tailbone. Exhaling, rounding into cat. Inhaling, opening into cow. A few times with our breath. One more of each. And come into neutral spine. So we're going to keep the toes tucked under, and we're going to sink the hips back onto the heels and come up onto the feet. Now this can be really intense, so take it in little spurts if you need to. Hinge forward and release the stretch and then come back. We're going to kind of lift the pinky toe and bring it forward. And we're getting a really good stretch in the arches of the feet. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, reach the hands back, interlacing the fingers if we can, and pressing the knuckles towards the floor. Lifting the chin and opening the chest. On an exhale, we're going to take the top of our head to the mat just in front of our knees. And then we're going to let the hands drop over the head to get a deeper chest expansion, called rabbit pose. And slowly coming out of that, we're going to come down onto the tops of our feet now and try to keep the ankles lined up with the feet and don't let the ankles rock out to the side. And if this is enough stretch for the shins and the fronts of the legs, we can stay right here. Or if we need a little bit more stretch, we can lean back and lift up one knee just until we feel that stretch in the shin. Releasing Lifting the other. Going back to the first side again. Especially when we're not used to skiing, we might only do it once or twice a year. Those boots can be really hard on our feet and our legs, so it's good to stretch out before and especially after. Good, now let's release. Let's stretch out in child's pose, reaching our hands towards the top of our mat. And let's tuck our toes under and lift our hips up and back, coming into a bent knee, downward facing dog. We're going to press the chest back towards the thighs as we lift the hips up, and then we're going to pedal out the heels. Press one heel down, release, press the other heel down, warm up those calves and the backs of the legs. As many times as you feel you need to, whatever feels good here. One side might be tighter than the other. And then let's press both heels down and lift the hips up, stretching out in a full down dog. I'm going to look up towards the hands and step the right foot forward, dropping the left knee down. And again, we're going to keep the toes tucked today. We're going to line this knee up directly over the ankle. Drop the tailbone down and then sink the hips, stretching out the front side of that left hip. Let's inhale and take both arms up. And on an exhale, we're going to drop the right hand down and going to reach the left arm up and over, maybe touching those right fingertips to the floor. If we can't today, that's okay. Inhaling, coming back up. And as we exhale, we're going to take both hands to the inside of the right foot. We're going to turn the toes of that right foot slightly out. And then drop the hips down. Now we're getting into the right hip, the outside of the right hip a little bit. We can go ahead and drop the top of that left foot down to the floor. Bring the chest forward. It's even okay to rock around a little bit in this stretch today. Open up those hips. Good, let's tuck the toes of the left foot back under. Step the right foot back and come back into our downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out the heels a few times again. And let's do the other side. So we're going to step the left foot forward, drop the right knee down, line the knee up over the ankle, sink the hips down, relax the tailbone, open the chest. Find your balance here. And we're going to inhale both arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to drop that left hand down. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over. So you're stretching away from that right hip. Inhaling back up. Exhaling, taking both hands to the inside of the left leg, turning the toes out, kind of rocking onto the outside of that left foot without bending the ankle, and then sinking the hips down, turning the top of the right foot down. And throughout our practice, taking deep breaths, working on getting all of that limited oxygen supply that we have on the mountain into the lungs. Good, let's bring that knee back in, tuck the toes under, and step back into our downward facing dog. Really press the heels down and lift the hips up. Press the top of the mat away from the feet. And we're going to walk our feet forward behind the wrists, keeping the knees bent. We're going to sink down into the hips and inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhaling, bringing our palms together, coming back into our mountain pose. One more little stretch, and also working on our balance a little bit more, which helps when you're trying to get your boots on, get your skis on. We're going to come into dancer's pose. So starting in the mountain pose that we began with, we're going to shift our way over to the left foot, and we're going to bend the right knee. We're going to reach back and grab the inside of the ankle. I'll turn sideways so you can see that a little better. Grab the inside of the ankle and flex the foot. Drop the knee towards the floor. Now if you need to hold on to something, that's perfectly fine. You can bring this hand wherever you need to for balance. And we can stay right here if this is a pretty good stretch for us today, or if our balance is a little wobbly today. If we want to take it a little further, we can press the ankle into the hand. Releasing, and I'll switch sides. So we're going to shift our way over to the right foot this time. Find a focal point a few feet in front of you. This always helps with our balance. And always remember to keep breathing. You're going to bend the left knee, reach back, grab the ankle, and by grabbing the inside of the ankle, this also helps open up the shoulder and the chest a little bit more. Point the knee towards the floor, and find what feels best for your dancer pose on this side. And releasing, we're going to come back to our dancer pose, do a few more chair flows. So inhaling up, exhaling into chair. On the next one, we're going to hold. And you can keep your arms straight out in front of you, shoulders away from the ears, neck nice and long, or bring them together at heart center. And we're going to warm up the calves a little bit. So we're going to lift the right heel up and then release a few times on each side. Good. And then inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift the hips, relax the head. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale into mountain pose. You're ready to hit the slopes. Or if you've already been on the slopes and you're just stretching out afterwards, you're ready for a cup of hot chocolate. Namaste.